called when a word means something and also the opposite of something? Of the same thing? Because that's starting to happen more. Before, the only word I could think of like that was cleave. Because to cleave means to take it, to break it into two.
Right.
But then it also means to put two things together.
Oh.
And then you could say like, well, kids these days, and by these days I mean the 80s, would say like when bad means good. And that's just like a hacky stand-up comic joke. Like,
right.
Bad means good, but bad also means bad.
Yeah.
But now, like in my day,
yeah.
you'd say like, oh yeah, it's been a minute. That means a very short period of time. Like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. But now a minute is a long time. Like, man, it's been a minute.
Oh. Huh.
So now minute, which also means minute, used to mean less than a minute, and now it means a long period of time.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
It'll be a minute.
Well, that one sounds short.
Oh, I said it like it's going to be a while.
Oh. Well, it sounds like it'll be more than a minute.
Yeah.
But people use it colloquially, like, I haven't seen you in years.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. True. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that's actually called, though.
There's probably a word for it.
Yeah.
You linguists out there, get back to me. Oh, yeah, we should do our episode on not linguistics.
True.
Although I'd love a linguistics podcast. To host one?
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Etymology?
Yeah, oh, I love it. I could talk etymology for a long time. But we're not going to. We are going to continue talking about music because it's Music Month here on I Love This, You Should Too. So welcome. My name is Indy. It's been a minute, Randhawa. And my lovely co-host is here with me. It's Samantha. It's been a minute, Randhawa.
Hi.
I don't know which one was which.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, I didn't do it properly.
But they were different tones, so I feel like they meant different things.
Sure, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, what do we got going on today?
We are going to have two old music spoiler-free things of the fortnight.
Wait, can you spoil music? I'm going to spoil the music. I'm going to actually play some of it for you.
Right, we're going to listen to it and then we're going to talk about it. Okay, so spoiler-filled things of the fortnight. And then Indy's going to introduce us to our big topic for next week.
Big music topic.
Yes, so
Because
musical.
we're so musical. It was all new music the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now we're going old music. I'm also curious on what you consider old music. Because I think we are different in that I don't consider anything that happened in my lifetime to be old music. Because I listen to stuff from the 50s every now and then.
Right.
But I'm not even going that old. I guess we'll just get into it.
Sure.
My oldish music pick of the fortnight is the Lijadu Sisters. So the Lijadu Sisters are two twin identical sisters from Nigeria. They were most popular from the mid to late 60s right through the 80s, but in the 70s is when all of the albums that I know of theirs came out.
Yeah.
And they were quite big in Nigeria, and then also had a bit of success in the United States and Europe. So the song we are hearing right now is probably their most famous one. It is called Come On Home. How do you like that one?
I like it. It's fun. It's got like a fun beat to it.
You can relax to it. You could dance to it.
Yeah.
Whatever you need.
Absolutely.
So they tend to make a mix of, I guess there's some jazz influences, what we often refer to as Afrobeat, some reggae. There's some disco in a lot of their stuff as well, and some waka, which is kind of a Nigerian musical form. Sometimes they sing in English, sometimes they sing in a few different African languages. I don't know all of them, but I definitely know that there's two different ones that I'm hearing on their albums. And they are, like I said, identical twin sisters. And there's this tradition in Nigeria that all twins have the same names.
Oh, that's confusing.
Not the same as each other, but
Oh.
there's like these two twin names, which are...
Oh, so like the entire country has twins, and twin 1 is this, and twin 2 is that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it literally means like the firstborn and the one that follows.
Oh.
I think it's Taiwo and Kehinde. I'm not exactly sure. That's from memory, and I probably shouldn't just work on memory for names that I'm not familiar with. Here is another song of theirs called Cashing In.
We're cashing in, prostitution, yeah. Cashing in, revolution, yeah. We are cashing in, I'm a minister. Mercenary life, brother preacher, hello. We're cashing in, still. Poverty is a common sight, common sight, common sight, common sight, common sight.
I don't know if I've heard people sing the words "poverty is a common sight" quite as sounds kind of joyful. It's like a fun song.
Yeah, it's like kind of dark subject matter, but it's an upbeat kind of dancey song. It's interesting.
Yeah, they weren't really afraid to tackle a lot of issues. And also, they are two women in a male-dominated, well, even now, let alone the 70s worldwide, music in a lot of ways is a male-dominated profession. Even if when we have a lot of successful women out there, they aren't always the ones in the management positions and stuff. And they are... two women in the 60s and 70s in Nigeria who are willing to say a lot of these things. Like, I don't get all of the lyrics on that one. I can't hear quite everything, but they are saying prostitution. Yeah, that's part of it. Like, that's something that they are going to use to get power, to cash in. And then they said, we're crashing in revolution. Yeah, which you know what, if you start singing about revolution, you're going to win me over pretty quickly.
Yes, yeah.
And then that ends with, but poverty is still a common sight. But they sing it that it's kind of like fun and light because they still have their musical sensibilities, even if they are using that music to send a message. We don't often think of themes like this in kind of upbeat music. We think like, oh, this is punk. But you know what? The Lijadu Sisters, they're punk.
They're pretty sweet. I like them a lot, actually.
So let's listen to one more song. This is, I think, my favorite song of theirs. It's called Life's Gone Down Low.
I feel so one and no so down low. Life's gone down low. Yeah, life's gone down. Baby, you can come and listen to me. I don't know yet what to do. Give and take and a little bit of understanding. Life's gone down low. Yeah, life's gone down low. Yeah, life's gone down, 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 down.
I like that one a lot. It is maybe another one that's kind of sad, perhaps, because they're saying life's gone down low. And then they say, I don't know yet what to do. It will take a little bit of understanding. But then they do have another verse where they're saying, so people have to get together. That's the only way we're going to be free. Life's going to get good. A little bit of understanding. So they're just saying, like, we need to unite.
Yeah.
Which, again, I love all of that. That's from their album Danger, which is great and has a fantastic album cover if you're ever looking for that, too. And they themselves are just, like, adorable and powerful, and I really like them. There's not a lot of interviews out there that I've been able to find, but they just seem great. They seem happy. They seem like they love each other, that's for sure. And they were quite successful, like I was saying, throughout the 70s. In the 80s, they moved to Brooklyn, and then they were performing in clubs in Manhattan and Brooklyn and Harlem. And they kept performing right until Kehinde died in 2019. And they had a few years when they kind of went away, when one of them got injured. She fell down some stairs and they just kind of like went away for many years.
Oh.
But then they started coming back. They famously performed at the 1972 Munich Olympic Games.
Oh, wow.
And I think more and more now that a lot of the music that gets sampled by modern music, we're actually going back and saying like, well, what was that? Largely because of the internet that we can access these things, because I probably wouldn't have found out about them had we been in the past, because you'd have to go and buy their records. And if you don't know,
you had to go find the music.
Yeah. It was a lot harder. So now that I can just listen to music from around the world from years ago, hopefully bands like this are getting a good resurgence. We're learning where a lot of our music comes from, not just in sample form, but in the influences of so many things that we like now. So that's my recommendation, not just the Lijadu Sisters, who are great. Listen to your favorite artists' favorite artists. What did they listen to when they were growing up? You're probably going to like it. And we just kind of have this idea that, well, probably the best music in the world is the music that's the most popular when I'm 24 years old. Because that's when a lot of people pick their favorite music, kind of between 17 and 25, and that's what they stick with. Honestly, I picked so much of my favorite music that I still love at that time, but go out. Broaden your horizons, especially look backwards, because there's so much out there. I know a lot of people love to really get into all these new bands, and there's so many of them. And of course, there's lots of good stuff being made, but there's so much more that has already come and gone. So go check it out. Well, Samantha, let's look into your past. What do you have for an old music thing of the fortnight?
So I'm going all the way back to 23 years ago.
I remember it.
In 2001, a little artist called Michelle Branch released an album called The Spirit Room, and it was a defining part of my junior high years.
I think that people think that I only listen to weird, obscure stuff, but I probably know the words to a few songs on this album.
Yes, absolutely. So this album was released in August 2001. It was remastered. It was re-recorded and pressed onto vinyl in 2021 for the 20th anniversary edition. And I saw it kind of come out because social media.
Because it's everywhere to me.
It's everywhere to me. And I re-listened to the album, and it like really brought me back to 2001, listening to this album on my CD player, my personal CD player, and burning through batteries, which I'm sure my parents loved, and just like feeling emotions in a song that I had not experienced or was not going to experience for many years to come, but feeling like, yeah, I get this, as you do when you are like a young teenager.
Of course. But personal question, what was your CD player?
Oh, I think it was a Sony.
Oh, the Sony Discman.
Yeah.
That was a solid one. I had a Panasonic with the 10-second anti-skip.
Yeah.
So you could actually walk to school with it.
I had more than one, for sure. And I think I had a Panasonic as well. The super anti-skip or something. Like, there was a button you pressed. Yeah. Yeah. So I remember that. And then going through many, many pairs of wired headphones.
Yes.
So many pairs.
And then we just called them headphones.
True. Now it's like, this is really the only time I wear wired headphones is when we're podcasting, because I'm not moving around. So yeah, so this album was double platinum and was on the Billboard 200 chart for 86 weeks, which I thought was kind of interesting. I just wanted to play a few songs from it. I'm sure that everyone knows these. We have a playlist, Indy and I, of sing-along songs, and my first song is actually on it. We are going to listen to Everywhere.
And every time I see you, you're always there. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. And when I close my eyes, it's you I see. Everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone.
I still know every single word of that, and I feel like I felt the feeling of having a crush on a boy, and this song kind of speaks to that, and I feel like I felt very deeply about something that I didn't totally understand at 12, I think I would have been. 12 or 13. So I think it's kind of funny that this is like the music that I was listening to, because I was like, yeah, it's so deep and like interesting that I'm listening to this album. But I still appreciate it now, and I think it's a pretty well done album.
This is pop music?
Yes.
It's heavier than
It
a
is
lot
heavier.
of pop,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Especially stuff that was coming out then. Because I guess you had your like pop punk going on one side, which is not heavy at all.
No.
But the like guitar in this is heavier than a lot of music.
Yeah,
like
there's
this.
a lot of guitar, a lot of drums, and it's definitely different sounding than other things like Britney Spears and like things that were coming out at this time. So I think I thought I was alternative for listening to this. I've never been alternative in my life. And in high school, one of my friends said, "You're edgy like a spoon." And I was
Spoons
like,
have edges.
yeah, that was my argument.
I cut stuff with a spoon all the time.
Exactly. But I think she meant it in, yeah, you're not that cool.
You're not that edgy.
No.
No, that's true.
That is very true. Okay, so the second one is All You Wanted.
So I took your hand and we figured out that when the tide comes, I take you away. If you want to, I can save you. I can take you away from here. So lonely inside, so busy out there, and all you wanted was somebody who cared.
This is making me feel like I thought I was really angsty when I was little. So
This is like your level of angst.
yes, yeah.
Others of us who were like angsty teens were listening to like Elliott Smith and Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
And then like, this is a Sam level of angst.
Same level of angst, yeah.
Edgy like a spoon.
How'd you like a spoon? Samantha Randhawa. So I found a quote where Michelle Branch was talking about this song, and she said, "I feel like everybody wants to find someone who you feel understood by, and there will be there to catch you when you fall." And she said that's what All You Wanted is about. I kind of like that. Yeah. So my final song is Goodbye to You, which
Oh,
is
man.
very much about the feeling of breaking up.
And I said goodbye to you, goodbye to everything that I knew. You were the one I loved, one thing that I tried to hold on to.
Well, I feel like we all felt that breakup, so.
To me, this song is always Tara leaving Willow on Buffy.
Yes.
I think that's what song they
Yes.
used.
Oh my God. This is that era too. Yeah. Absolutely. I forgot that was the song.
I'm
for
pretty
it.
sure it was.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah. So I was listening to these three songs just now while we were recording, and I have this like visceral memory of myself sitting on my bed at my grandpa's house in Cranbrook, BC, and like watching the sunset from the window and like feeling real grown up.
Were you even like going through a breakup, or you're just kind of imagining?
I don't even think I'd talk to a boy at this point. So
But you're like, oh, but once I do and he breaks my heart, I'm so ready for
I am
it.
so ready. I have felt those feelings. So yeah, I feel like because I was the only child on that side of the family when we'd go to Cranbrook, I ended up spending a lot of time alone. So it was me and my Discman and Michelle Branch.
What a trio.
What a trio. So yeah, The Spirit Room by Michelle Branch.
Does she still do stuff?
So she released an album in 2022. So
Oh, The Trouble with Fever.
yes. I haven't listened to it, but I really, really like The Spirit Room, so maybe I'll like it.
You should start listening to more Michelle Branch.
Yeah, I'm going to get real angsty.
Listen to all of her new stuff. Go back, listen to some Vanessa Carlton.
Oh, Vanessa Carlton.
Throw some Mandy Moore in there.
Yeah, oh,
Just
I
have
love
a time.
Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore's EP, her like newer stuff is really, really good. another one. Okay, well, Indy, who are we going to be learning about next week?
Oh, yeah. We are going to do a deep dive into the life and music of Johnny Cash.
Whoa, whoa.
So we're doing old music, but we're going to get into new music by the end. And by new music, I mean 1994.
Okay. So new.
So we are going to do what we did back when I did a Bob Marley episode.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I even have an accompanying PowerPoint.
PowerPoint!
If you at home want to follow along, I'll give you a Google Slides link in the show notes. You can follow along, or you can just listen to me talk and play clips of music from throughout his career.
Wow. Okay.
Johnny Cash. Do you have a background with Johnny Cash?
I remember really liking Walk the Line.
The movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That should be a thing. Go watch the movie. Yeah, you would like it. It has your girl in
Reese
there.
Witherspoon, yeah. And it had a good soundtrack, which is Johnny Cash music. But I just remember really liking it. And that was kind of the first time that I knew who Johnny Cash was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go watch that. We'll talk a bit about, we're going to talk about his whole life story.
Absolutely.
Which I think is very interesting.
Perfect.
He's a good dude, mostly.
Okay, we'll see you next week when we learn all about Johnny Cash.
Go listen to a bunch of it and then come back and see us next week. Bye everybody.